DJ Wilson has been president and general manager of the KGW Media Group since 2007. We don't know each other, DJ, but that's where I got my start at KGW 100 million years ago, 1969. She began her career a few years ago and has spent much of it here in the Northwest region. She worked twice at Cairo and King in Seattle, KREM and KSKN in Spokane. She's also held positions in Atlanta, Birmingham, and Detroit in all. She's worked in 6 markets for 8 broadcast owners over 4 decades. That's an accomplishment, an accomplishment. She's held board chair positions, many of them at a number of nonprofit and industry organizations. In 2012, she was inducted into the Edward R. Murrow Hall of Achievement and was the recipient of the Portland Business Alliance No Glass Ceiling Women's Leadership Award. And in 2017, she was named Broadcaster of the Year by Oregon Association of Broadcasters. Brenda Barati, who's Director of Marketing and Programming at KGW, says, DJ is committed to the health and future of our industry, and she is embedded in the Portland community through a roster of boards that support education, kids, leadership, and media. Her commitment, she says, to mentoring young people is consistent and unwavering. DJ.
Well, good evening, everyone. I am not going to throw my script out, and I actually cannot edit down to a few words, so we're going to be here till tomorrow night. No, I'm just kidding. First of all, thank you. I am so incredibly honored by this, and just in getting to know my fellow inductees tonight, wow, what a group, and to follow John, for heaven's sakes, oh my goodness. You know, I just have to say, though, as I look around this room, and just given the fact that I worked for Cairo twice, I worked for King twice, that was King Kong, Northwest Cable News, and then I was KREM KSKN, and now I'm KGW. There are many, many people in this room that I have worked with, dear, cherished colleagues. And I guess my theory has always been you can't hit a moving target, so I just keep checking the box and moving. But I have to say, when I got to KGW, I just couldn't move anymore. It's just such a phenomenal place and amazing group of people, many who are here tonight. So one of the things that awards like this do is it sort of triggers this catalyst to kind of reflect on your career. And so it's been a moment, actually, to really think about this. And I'm used to going last because I'm a W. Wilson. Tonight I'm going last because I'm the oldest. So there you go. Sometimes you age into things, and then sometimes you age, out of things. So I don't know where I'm aging into awards and aging out of something else, but whatever. So I've been at this I hardly have ever said this. For years, my bio said 30 plus years in this career. Okay, I'm not getting away with that anymore. So it's actually 44. So that's actually why I keep getting asked about every 5 minutes when I'm going to retire, and I said they're just going to kick me out of there. So, it's been, I'm so incredibly proud to be a part of this industry. I have great respect, and having come up through sales and marketing, and I know so many businesses, I know so many clients, I know so many people who've really been the financial underpinning of allowing us to do what we do as broadcasters. Many of us work for publicly traded companies, and we have to make sure we have shareholder value and all those things. And at the end of the day, it's really it's such an incredible industry that has such a powerful impact in our lives. And I used to work with the news director who said that, I don't know if you know this, DJ, and many of us have worked with this individual actually, that this industry is the only profession that's in the U.S. Constitution, a free press. And in the absence of a free press, we know what's going on in regions of our world. And so it's incredibly important, the work that we do. And I can tell you, for those of us who have been in this industry for many decades, it's not for the faint of heart. This has tested us in many, many ways. And at times it's equally exhilarating, and it's equally terrifying. And it's terrifying when you are on the cusp of saying, I think about this now, and it's actually really true. But I was asked at times, what was the most profound technology change in the industry? And I have to tell you, you guys are going to be shocked by this. For me, it was the fax machine. It absolutely was. You know, at the time, I was national sales manager of WAGA in Atlanta, top 10 market. And when I could actually get a proposal to New York in the next 25 seconds, it was like, oh my God, my world has changed. I can no longer go work out at lunch. I actually have to respond to the proposal by the end of the day. Damn it. So anyway, it was, you know, since then there have been a few technology changes, so it's all good. But I'm just going to say, for those of us who've been at this for a long time, does anybody know what a mimeo machine is? A mimeograph? Okay, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Okay, it just got all over my white suit, this blue stuff. It was awful. So anyway, I started in this industry where it, you know, a kind of deal. It was a 3-network industry. What was cable? Nobody knew cable. What was, you know? I mean, it was just us. It was just NBC, CBS, ABC. That was it. We controlled it. We had back of the napkin kind of deals. We had a handshake. We went to lunch. You know, it was all great. So things have changed. And we certainly are competing now against competitors we know very well, and those we don't that we probably should know. So in the current environment, the bar is very low to get in the conversation. And that's actually a really great thing, because it does give a voice to the voiceless. It does diversify the commentary. It really gives us a richness. It gives us a fabric that really is so much more, has so much more dimension. But it's also difficult. It's difficult for journalists because we are the ones that have to separate the opinions from the facts. And there really is this, you know, what we're living through now, we're living through is this sort of era of fake news. And there is no such thing. There's either news or there's not news. Our challenge as journalists, of course, is to be able to help people understand what is real news. And so that's what we do every day. And figuring that out is our challenge, and it makes our work that much more vital. Because certainly there's a heightened importance right now because the bar of entry is low to get in the conversation, which again is a good thing, but at the end of the day, people are looking for those trusted advisors. They're looking to understand the context, the analysis, and that's what we do. And so it's incredibly rewarding work. It's incredibly purposeful work. And, you know, as I look out among the group of colleagues that I've worked with and those of us in the industry, I can tell you we are up for the challenge. I have seen time and time again that we are deeply embedded in not only telling our stories through legacy media, and you know, one of the great things is that video is still the it girl. You know, just ask YouTube. So we are in a great sweet spot as broadcast journalists in television because we know and we have such core competency in video, and that is an amazing skill set, and we have learned to storytell through that medium. But the great news is that we've also elevated and we've migrated to multi-platform, because as people who've worked with me know that I say every day, just follow that consumer, just follow that consumer. If we follow that consumer, we're going to be great. We're going to find out where they're at, we'll be where they are at, and we will continue to be relevant. Because what I think is the biggest challenge in our industry is to stay relevant, that we stay important in people's lives, that we're a part of their critical media ecosystem, that we are important to them. And so that means we need to be smarter. We need to be even that much more focused. We need to be able to be understand who we are and who we're not. And we are local journalists, and there is increasingly such a profound need for local journalists because our communities are complex, our communities are challenging. Just say head tax in Seattle. Oh, just kidding. Anyway, there's just ways to try to make sense of all of this, and so that's what we do, and so it is. It's very rewarding work, to say the least. So my challenge is that we need to do more. We need to do better. We need to be smarter. We need to be quicker, and if we're not, we're going to be marginalized. And I know that this industry, and particularly this industry in the Northwest, is not going to allow that to happen. So, you know, it's one of those interesting things, as you saw my background. I started at Cairo out of WSU, and I can remember, oh my gosh, I can remember when I was recruited at Cairo, and it made me feel like my next step was going to be Hollywood. But then I realized I was kind of a statistical typist. But it was okay. I was kind of still envisioning what this all could be. And I feel very fortunate that I've been given so many opportunities. And as I look back at my career, as I mentioned at the outset, as you begin to reflect when you have the opportunity to win awards like this or be recognized this way, is that you start to look back and you think, if I knew I was signing on for starting in Seattle and then going to Washington DC, and then going to Las Vegas, then going back to Seattle, then going to Detroit, then going to Atlanta, then going back to Seattle, and then going back to Atlanta, then going to Birmingham, and then going, and then back to Seattle, and then to Spokane, and then to Portland. Well, first of all, I just want to thank my husband. Yay, Bill! Oh my gosh! If you'd known you were signing on for that deal, oh my God. But I can tell you, one time we had to move from Birmingham, Alabama, from Atlanta, Georgia to Birmingham, and I remember Bill, we're driving, and he goes, "You call this a promotion?" We're going from Atlanta to Birmingham, Alabama, and I said, "Yeah, but they paid us for the move, and and Bill says, "We are not hiring a mover," and he got carpal tunnel for the rest of his life because of it. He's taping up the boxes. But we've had a couple of moments like that where we just said, "No, this is good for my career. I'm getting the VP stripe. I really am. It's good. It's good." So anyway, I just want to thank my husband for going along for that ride. It's a pretty crazy ride, to say the least. Anyway, I just want to tell you that I have been very, very honored to be a part of this industry. It's particularly emotional for me because having worked with so many of you in this room. And so because of that, I want to take a picture of you. So, you think you're taking maybe a picture of me. Hi, Kurt. Okay, but I'm taking pictures of you because I have to remember this moment because it is a moment, and I appreciate it so much. So, I really need, the photographer skills. Okay, everybody smile. Okay, maybe wave or something. Come on, make it action. Okay, this is the who, the what, the why, the where. Okay, good. Thank you very much, you guys.